I'm Nick. I'm starting this channel called Money Talk for Real, where we're just going to talk about money. Money's a big topic, a big part of people's lives. A lot of arguments happen over money. A lot of your thought comes from money. A lot of stress comes from money. Money is a big topic and it needs to be talked about. I know it's typically untraditional to talk about money, but it's okay to talk about money, especially if you're having problems with it. Usually talking about your problems helps fix those problems. So this channel is Money Talk for Real. So this first video, I'm going to talk about 10 things and 10 easy ways that you can save money. And by the way, the whole purpose behind this channel is a no BS way of talking about money. Not trying to sell you a course, not trying to tell you to drastically change your lifestyle. It's just easy ways. It's simple stuff. It's simple math, simple concepts. And being frugal is not so much changing your life negatively, it's just cutting the waste, cutting the excess. So the first way to very easily save money is to just buy generic products. Now, this may sound simple, but people have a hard time doing this. They have to go and get the name brand Mott's apple juice, or they have to get the name brand Kraft cheese, or not even just with groceries, but shampoos, deodorants, things that can be name brand that don't have to be. Many of these products are the exact same as the name brand. It's just the packaging. It's just the marketing. The marketing is what you're paying for. The packaging is what you're paying for. Do you really care about the packaging, or can you get the store brand instead of the name brand? It may not add up to a bunch, but pennies add up to dollars over time. Number 2. Cut back on streaming services. Now, if you wanted to go extreme, you could say get rid of all TV, but I understand that's not feasible. At some point, you also have to live an enjoyable life, and streaming TV, it helps you do that. However, do you really need 9 different services? Do you need Peacock, Discovery Plus, Paramount Plus, HBO, Starz, Netflix, etc.? Or can you just compromise a little bit, find your favorite shows, and stick to maybe just 1 or 2 streaming services? If on average a streaming service is between $10, $15, maybe even $20 a month, you can cut back 8 of those. That's a significant chunk of change that you can save each month. And let's be honest with ourselves, you can always find something to watch. Even if it's not your favorite streaming service, if it's a cheaper streaming service, you can find something that you can watch. It may not be your favorite show, but you can find something. Number 3 has to do with Amazon. We all love Amazon, myself included, but it has become a big problem. What I see some people doing, and I'm guilty of this as well, is adding stuff to your cart to hit the minimum spend for fast delivery. So typically Amazon, you pay $2.99 for a quick delivery, or you can meet $35 minimum spend or whatever it is and get your free delivery instead of paying $2.99. Do you really need it that quick? You want it that quick. It would be nice to have it that quick, but do you need it that quick? And if you do, as long as your cart value is not over $33, then paying $2.99 is cheaper than just adding a bunch of stuff to your cart randomly that you don't really need in order to get your minimum spend for the free fast shipping. So the way to cut money here is to not do that. Don't add unnecessary crap to your Amazon cart. Number 4, this is a really easy one to save on money, is don't buy stuff because it's a deal. And when I say a deal, I mean a deal. A lot of times it's not actually a deal. They scratch out the previous price, show you the current price, but the current price was the same price all along. They trick you into thinking you're getting a deal, but you're not. And even if it's a deal, if you don't need it, you don't need it. So yes, you could find a yacht for $1 million. That's a deal. But do you need $1 million yacht? Do you need to be spending $1 million on a yacht? Even though that's a deal, you don't need a yacht. So don't buy stuff just because it's a deal. Number 5, and this can be polarizing, it can be a little bit controversial, is really research and really consider and think about your insurance elections. Elections meaning what you sign up for through your insurance, possibly at an employer-provided insurance. Do you really need that identity theft insurance? Do you really need that pet insurance? And I'm a huge dog lover. They are my sons. However, not just pet insurance, not just identity insurance, even health insurance. Some of that stuff can be a little bit scammy. You pay a lot of money into that, and they don't always cover stuff when you go to the doctor. And if they do, there's a lot of restrictions with in-network doctors, etc. So I'm not saying don't have insurance. I'm just saying do your research before you just blindly sign up for every possible type of insurance that your employer offers. Because everything that you sign up for comes out of your next paycheck. Number 6. Don't fall into the trap of the Amazon subscribe and save. I've personally seen this happen with people before where you think subscribe and save is cheaper. Again, marketing tactic by Amazon. It may be cheaper to subscribe and save versus buying it individually on Amazon. It might not be cheaper than just going to Walmart or Family Dollar or even Target or one of the more expensive convenience stores or big box stores to buy the exact same thing. It is cheaper on Amazon to buy subscribe and save versus buying it individually on Amazon, but it might not be cheaper. The subscribe and save is a really good way for you to lose track of your monthly subscriptions each month and have continuous withdrawals from your account for things that you might not need. The seventh way to save money is to shop at lower end stores. Now, I'm not talking about go to Goodwill to get all of your clothes. I'm not against that though, and certainly no judgment. You can get very good clothes at Goodwill, take them home, wash them, and don't overpay for expensive clothing. But the point here is with the stores is swallow your pride. You don't always have to go to Whole Foods. You don't always have to go to Target. You don't always have to go to Costco. You can shop at Walmart. You can shop at Food Lion. You can shop at the IGA. You can shop at Lidl. You can shop at Aldi's. A lot of this stuff, again, generic branding, not name branding, you're gonna save some money. There is no shame when you're trying to save money to make a few compromises. You may not enjoy the experience of Walmart as much as you enjoy the experience of Target, but you're gonna save a ton of money just by going to a different store, not paying the high-end branding and not paying the high-end name brand prices on the products that you buy. The eighth way to save money fairly easily is very simple, and it's more of an action. But the action has positive consequences. And that thing is wake up a minimum of 1 hour before you leave your house for the day. Now you may say this has nothing to do with money. It's more of an action and you don't have time to wake up early, whatever it is. If you're trying to buckle down and save money and control your personal finances, there's going to be compromise, and waking up early is one of them. Here's my reasoning for waking up 1 hour early, because it forces you to get into the mindset of having time to methodically plan your day as far as your food, your consumption. When you wake up, you're rushed out the door. You don't have time to eat breakfast. You don't have time to make coffee. So what do? When 10 a.m. gets here and you're starving to death, you're in a hurry, your mind is stressed about work, you're in the grind, you run to the coffee shop and pay $15 for a coffee and a bagel. If you wake up 1 hour early, that forces you to slow down and think about what you need to pack for the day, what you're going to eat for the day, what you're going to drink for the day. Take all of your stuff with you and plan a little bit better during the day, and you're naturally going to spend less money while at work. Because let's be honest, a lot of times when you're eating lunch or getting snacks during the day at work, it's because it's impulsive. You had a stressful phone call or a stressful meeting. You get out of that meeting, you're like, I'm hungry. Boom, coffee. Don't even think twice. Here's my credit card. It just cost you $10. Number 9, this can be controversial as well. Simply say no. And I'm not saying be rude to your friends or to your coworkers, but if they're always asking you to go out to eat for lunch or go grab drinks, just say no. You don't have to do that, and you don't have to be rude when you say no. Swallow your pride. Tell them you're trying to save money. You're trying to just cut back on your spending. You're trying to watch your spending. You don't have to tell them your personal details. Just tell them that you're trying to watch your spending and that you'd like to pass today on going to lunch. I do feel like friends and coworkers, especially close coworkers that may be considered friends, have a big influence on how much money you spend, because we spend a lot of time at work. And while at work, it's very easy to get wrapped up in the 5 group of friends that are going, and you have FOMO. You feel like you're missing out if you don't go to lunch with them. So you go to lunch, you drop $20 at some fine dining place for lunch on a Tuesday. Just say no. Go do a walk on your lunch break. Go take a nap. Go run some errands. Eat your lunch that you brought with you. You will save a ton of money. And I understand $15 lunches may not break you, but when you do $15 lunches 5 days a week for 4 weeks a month, the monthly spend on lunches at work certainly adds up very quickly. The last easy way to save money is to simply just be grateful for what you have. And I don't mean this in a spiritual, emotional, cliche type of way. What I mean is, if what you have is working and there's nothing wrong with it, don't buy something new. And I know that's easy to just say, oh yeah, I don't do that. But how old is your phone? How old is your car? Those are the 2 big things that people fall into the trap of. Well, my phone's running a little bit slow. I need a new phone. No, you don't need a new phone. You want a new phone because your phone's running slow. If it cannot make a phone call, that's different. You need a new phone. But if it's just a little bit slow loading your game, it's not time for a new phone. You're just impatient and you want a new phone. Be grateful for what you have. The phone that you have currently works perfectly fine. If it doesn't, you need a new phone. But if it's a little bit older and you're not keeping up with the Joneses, you don't need anything. Save your money. Save your money. Be grateful for what you have, because what you have probably works just fine. There is no judgment being passed here. I'm guilty of a lot of these as well, and this will be a common trend through a lot of my videos, that I don't want it to be like I'm talking at people. I'm trying to talk with people about money, because it can get out of hand very quickly, and I hate to see that. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what type of videos you want to see me make. Let me know what I should talk about, talking points, questions I should answer. I really want to dive in and talk about personal finances, because it can get away from people very quick. It has gotten away from me, but I also try to consciously make an effort to live less than you make, live on less than you make. I don't want to say frugally, because some people view frugally as like a really condescending term, or living on bare minimalism. It also can it's a slippery slope if you get into some poor money spending habits. So let me know in the comments, hit the like button if you found value in this video, and subscribe to my channel. This is a brand new channel that I'm going to try to keep growing up bigger and bigger. That's all for this video. This is Money Talk for Real.